So welcome everybody. We're very glad to have you here. My name is Dr. Hoffman and I'm the director of the Masters of Public Health program. And I will let Brittany introduce herself.
Yes, welcome everybody. My name is Brittany Brooks. I am one of the program developers here in the College of Professional and Global Education at our downtown LA campus. So I work closely with Dr. Hoffman for the Master of Public Health program, and we are so excited to have you all here with us tonight.
Excellent. All right, so we have a couple of things we're going to cover today. We're going to tell you about a little bit about Cal State LA and professional and global education, or the PAGE program, which is where the MPH program is housed. We'll tell you about the MPH program itself. What are the, we'll show you the curriculum. What are the requirements for applying? We'll go into the program cost and some of the financial aid information. And then we'll have some information about what are some student services and what does it look like on our downtown campus, which is where our classes are. And then we'll leave plenty of time at the end for any questions you have. No question too minor, too major, too small, and no questions are stupid. Okay, so great, let's get into it.
Awesome. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the campus and the College of Professional and Global Education. So Cal State LA is one of the largest public universities in Los Angeles, and we have been leading education for over 70 years in the LA region. We serve over 28,000 students, and we have graduated more than 250,000 alumni, which is very cool. Um, and probably our biggest bragging right, the statistic that I'm most proud of, is that we have been ranked #1 in the US for upward mobility of our students, which is one of the most important parts of what universities should be providing to their students. So that's been really exciting for us. And we're also home to other nationally ranked programs, including engineering, business, and nursing, ranked by the US News and World Report. And the College of Professional and Global Education, which we refer to as PAGE, is one of 10 colleges at Cal State LA. So we have 7 academic colleges. The public health program is housed under the College of Health and Human Services for the subject. And then PAGE, as the extended education division, facilitates that program. So we're kind of under both colleges. We also have the Honors College and the University Library within the university. And so PAGE provides flexible, relevant, and practical educational pathways, which allow us to, our organizations and our students to serve and succeed in their communities. So we offer degrees. We have bachelor's and master's programs, but we also have other certificate programs, career development, professional test preparation programs, other types of programs that aren't necessarily that you wouldn't find on the state side, that allow students to meet their career and professional goals, both at the downtown campus, and then also we have some programs at Cal State LA's main campus. We also house Open University, which allows students who are not admitted to the university to take some classes within the university, not necessarily for a degree. Sometimes students need them as prerequisites for a program, or they're just interested in the subject for personal development. And then Paige also oversees the International Student Office and international programs. So that involves both students from other countries coming to us, as well as our students traveling internationally to study abroad. So we do a lot of things here in Page, and our master's programs, especially the Master of Public Health program, are some of our greatest successes. So we're really excited to have you here, and to be able to give you some more information and hope you have you start with us this fall. So I'm going to pass it back to Dr. Hoffman, and we will talk specifically about the MPH program.
Hey, thank you, Brittany. So yeah, you can see here some pictures from our program. I bet you can tell that we some of these are from the pandemic. But actually these pictures are from our we do at the end of the year a all the people doing internships, which is everyone in the second year of the program, presents their work in a poster. So these are from some of those poster sessions, and we have faculty come to these and current students and alumni. So it's a lot of fun, and you kind of get to see what's coming up before you actually do it yourself. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so our program, we are a cohort program, which means that you will join the program with a group of people, and you will have all your classes with this group of people. So you'll find that this is actually useful because students tend to form friendships, they form study groups, so you have a lot of support while you're in the program. There are 5 semesters, which basically means you have fall and spring, where you have 3 classes in fall and spring. Then there's a summer where you have 2 classes, and then the second year you have fall and spring again. Our classes are in the evenings, so we say Monday through Thursday, but keep in mind that's only 3 of those days you'll have classes. And you can see the schedule there. During the week, during the regular semester, we have a 6:30 to 9:15 schedule. And then during the summer, our classes are a little longer just because it's a shorter 10-week session. All right, so this is our current schedule. We may be moving some stuff around, but I don't think that's going to affect you guys. But just to show you what we've got in the fall's a little heavy, a little challenging, but the nice thing is people get out of fall, they know they can do it, and we have a good track record of getting everyone through fall. But we do have biostats then, which is statistics, and we have epidemiology, which is another class that uses a lot of math in there. The good news is those professors work together. We've given a lot of thought to what this should all look like. And you will have if you're someone who hasn't done stats in a while, don't worry, we're going to have a refresher stats workshop for you before you start. And then in the spring of that first year, you'll do environmental health, do some courses that are required for the program, like health service administration and program planning. Over the summer, we get a little more into our specialty program. Our program focuses on urban health, though it is a general master's of public health degree. Our focus on urban health allows us to use Los Angeles as a learning lab, essentially, and look at problems that we deal with in this, in our city and in other cities. So over the summer, you'll learn about critical issues in urban health and then take grant writing, which is useful because just so much of what work that you do in public health is going to be working on grants. So any familiarity you have with them is only going to help you get jobs in the future. Then you get to year 2, research methods and policy. And then the applied leadership and community engagement course is a lot of fun. It gets you out of the classroom. But it's the idea is you start thinking of yourself as a leader and think about how, what you do serves your community. Finally, at the end of year 2, you have your field experience with an internship. Every student does an internship. You have a culminating project. This is a paper that we work on during that class. And then one final class in health communication. And you're done. So why would you want to choose our program? First of all, we are the only one in LA with a urban health focus. So like I was saying, this program, your MPH will be a general MPH that you can use for, any job that requires a general MPH, but LA is going to be your learning lab. We're going to use LA as an example and the various communities within LA. Another good reason to choose our program is we are an in-person program mostly, and you're going to be with a group of about 25 to 30 students, which means you get a lot of support. You know your classmates, they know you form community with them, and you're going to know your faculty because we're going to see you in classes. We're going to have conversations with you. And so there's going to be opportunities to work with us on projects and we're there for you if you have any questions as you go. There was one question. I'm sorry if you mentioned this already. Is there a capstone or a thesis? Yes, there is a capstone project that we work on during class. So there's kind of a general topic for that. That's the culminating project here. There's a general topic, and students tend to write a paper that's about 15 pages for that. or there's also opportunities to do a more personalized project as well. But we tend to go into that more once you're already in the program. But yes, there is a culminating project. All right. So, okay, so let's move one more there. Okay. So accreditation, our program is accredited, which means that CEF, which is the Council of Education and Public Health, has certified that our program meets requirements for an MPH program. What this means for you is that when you graduate, your employers are going to know that you graduated with an MPH from an accredited program, and you're going to be all set to get jobs that require an MPH. The university itself is also accredited separately by WASC. So basically, we're accredited all through. Next slide, please. So the public health job outlook, I know it's a bit of an uncertain time. However, we are still dealing with a lot of baby boomers who, are out there retiring, needing health care and needing various needs, as well as children and varying groups. So we are still experiencing growth in public health jobs. So it's growing at 4%. So there are opportunities, there are jobs out there. We know that now may be a bit of a rough patch and a bit of an insecure time, but do not give up. We know that there are going to be jobs, there are going to be people leaving the workplace, and there are going to be positions for you. All right, next slide. So this is our program cost. We are one of the more inexpensive programs in the Los Angeles area. So our cost per unit is $525 with a total of 42 units. This puts your total tuition cost at $22,050 for both years of the program. So this doesn't include a few things. Things like health services are not included. Textbooks are not included. We do try to keep those low. Parking permits, and then any kind of housing or other expenses that you may incur are not included. Next slide. So the admissions requirements for our program, you do not have to have a public health background. However, you should kind of have an understanding of what it is you want to do with a master's degree when you graduate. So it is something to kind of have some background in, but we've taken people from anthropology, people, from dentistry, people have come in from all different areas and been successful in our program. We do require you to have a bachelor degree and a GPA. While a GPA 2.5 is suggested, we really are looking for you to have a GPA of 3.0 or higher, because a master's program requires you to keep your GPA at 3.0 or higher anyway. So we want to make sure that you have the skills and academic strength necessary to complete the program. So if you are someone with a 2.5 or between a 2.5 and a 3.0, you can certainly talk to me and I can advise you a bit. Some things we suggest are, if you can demonstrate that you've taken courses recently and they're better, then that's to your advantage. Or sometimes you can take a couple classes and get a certification, that would be to your advantage. So all is not lost, but definitely talk to me and let me know how I can advise you. Other things you need in order to apply for our program is a statement of purpose. There is a writing prompt. However, our statement of purpose prompt is fairly general. So if you've written kind of a general statement, you should be able to adapt it and use it for our purposes. You will need unofficial transcripts from all colleges and universities. Even if you attended Cal State LA, we can't just access your records through the application portal. So we do need you to submit your transcripts there. You're going to be submitting or having your references submit to online references. There are reference forms that they will be filling out. One of these references must be academic. So one of them must be a professor or an instructor that you've had in one of your classes. If you're someone who graduated over 5 years ago, or actually, then actually we do 2 professional references are allowed. We know if you haven't been in school in a while, but if you are within 5 years, at least one from a faculty member, and then the second one can be either another faculty member or can be from a professional source. You're going to submit a resume as well, and there's a $70 application fee. Um, if you are accepted to the program, then you will be asked at that time to submit official transcripts. So you will be able to then, guarantee, demonstrate that you've graduated and everything. So there'll be more information on that as you go. Finally, we do not require a GRE for this program. All right, so how do you apply? Basically, there is Cal State Apply application through the university. Please know I don't have a lot of control over this application. So if you have questions about the application, you're really best contacting Cal State Apply to see if they can help you. If they can't, then you can come to me, but I'm going to have to go to other people to help. So basically, you want to make sure you're selecting Cal State LA, Los Angeles Extension, downtown LA, and paying your application fee. Applications are currently open, and we are going to start looking at them soon. That said, as long as you apply by April 15th, we will review your application. All right. And then finally, if you are, once you're accepted, again, if you're accepted into getting into the program, we'll need to have all your official transcripts submitted by August 15th. And there'll be more information about that sent out to you if you're accepted. Okay, so international graduates, there is a lot of information for you if you go to the link specified on this page. So basically, we review your application as it is, but there may be other requirements through the university. So you're going to want to check at this page to make sure that you submit everything you need. All right, next slide. All right, so I will turn this back over to Brittany.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so our financial aid advisor unfortunately wasn't able to be here with us tonight, so I'm going to go over his slides, and then we have a slide with his contact information if you have any specific questions. Tom Lau is both our Associate Director of Enrollment Management, so he oversees our team who handles registration for you, as well as he's our lead financial aid advisor. So we have a handful of financial aid information for you, including the important dates and deadlines, different types of financial aid that qualify for this program, some scholarship opportunities, and then we're going to look at some screenshots of what is called the GET Student Center. So GET stands for Golden Eagle Territory. The Golden Eagle is our mascot here at Cal State LA, and that is kind of your main your student center, right? Where all of your registration for your classes shows up, your financial aid information goes through there. So we'll take a look at that as well. So if you haven't already done so, we encourage you to fill out your FAFSA. You likely know from your undergraduate programs how important FAFSA is for your financial aid every year. So it opened up in September of 2025. And this is for the 2026-2027 academic year. So starting this fall 26 when you would be starting. We have our Cal State LA school code here, 001140. I believe this is also on the Cal State LA website if you ever needed to look it up. But that's the code that you would enter into the FAFSA that will let them know to send it to Cal State LA specifically. So you can find the FAFSA at studentaid.gov is their website. And it looks like they're using your 2024 tax return because I know they changed their rules recently where they gave us a little more wiggle room so that your 2024 taxes that should have been completed already, you'll have that for the 2026-2027 academic year. So the available aid for students in the master's program is federal educational student loans, but they are unsubsidized, which means that they start accruing interest from the beginning when you take them out. It's not waiting until the end of the program. It starts accumulating immediately. So it looks like you can take up to $20,500 in those subsidized loans to cover the fall and spring semester for the 2026-2027 academic year. Currently, the interest rate is 7.94%, which is going through July 1st of last year to June 30th this year. So this might change a tiny bit by the time that we get to fall semester, August of 2026. Um, but again, our financial aid office will have updated information for you if you have questions about that. So in order to accept that loan, they have on Get, they have some entrance counseling that you'll have to complete so that just to make sure that students understand what goes into taking out a loan and how that works, how repayment works, all of that. So you do the entrance counseling, and then there's a master promissory note that you'll sign. And again, if you have any questions about that, our financial aid advisors can help you out with that. We do have a handful of scholarship opportunities that you can apply for. So we will send this PowerPoint out to you after the info session. And all of these should be clickable links, sections of scholarships if you're interested in applying for them to pay for your tuition that way. So here's kind of the new homepage for our student center. So when you log in, you'll be given a campus ID number and a My Cal State LA account. And we have what is called the My Cal State LA portal. And from the portal, there's a little button that you can click on that says Get. And this is where you will end up. This is the homepage here. You see in the upper left-hand corner, the Student Center. That's where you will find your classes once you're registered for them. So that will take you to this homepage here. You can kind of see right in the middle. This student is registered for a couple of psychology classes. And then on the right-hand side with that arrow there, you'll see the to-do list. And that will show, again, if you have to do that entrance counseling, if you have to sign the promissory note for your loans, if there were to be any holds placed on your account, you'll see that up above in the box that says holds. And then halfway down, you see it says finances. So that's where your financial aid information will show up. Um, you can enroll in direct deposit, so it goes straight to your bank account. Um, Below that, the box has been blanked out, but that's where your contact information will show up. So you want to make sure that your mailing address, your email, your phone number are all kept up to date so that we can make sure that you get all the information that you need and there's no delays in your financial aid and your disbursements and any of that. But this is what that screen will look like when you have access to it. Um, Unfortunately, because we are not the financial aid experts, we aren't able to answer any specific questions tonight. But again, Tom Lau is our financial aid advisor. He is fantastic. So you're welcome to send him an email. We do want to give you just a bit of a heads up because the spring semester starts next Tuesday. And so I know Tom is very busy trying to get ready for that. So you might not hear back from him immediately if you email him tonight or tomorrow, but he will get back to you. So any specific financial aid questions you have, scholarship questions, anything like that, you can shoot him an email and he'll be able to answer those questions for you. All right, so I can talk a little bit about the Cal State LA downtown campus. We are located on the 6th floor of this beautiful building here in this photo, 801 South Grand Avenue. So we have the entire 6th floor. That's where our classrooms are located, our staff administrative offices. You can see here, this is a picture of our Mac computer lab, which is very cool. We also have a PC computer lab. We have student lounges. We have laptops that can be loaned out to students if you don't have one or you need to borrow one for the day. We have printers and other services available to you as well. We also have parking, all-day parking available. In this picture, you can see just to the left-hand side of the building, there's a parking structure there adjacent to the building. So that is where you'll be able to park, off-street parking in that parking garage. We have a discounted rate for students that's all day for $6. So before you head out of campus for the day, you'll stop by the front desk and they'll give you a QR code that will help you check out. Make sure you have your license plate number available because the scanner at the gate is how you get in and out of the garage. But we'll give you that code so that you can pay the discounted rate of just $6. We don't have semester-long permits available for the downtown campus. It'll just be daily parking each time you're there. Our students have access to a variety of student services. Even though we're located on the downtown campus, we still have access to main campus services as well. Um, so, if you have any questions about any of those, the best person to talk to is going to be Victor Iglesias. He is our academic advisor. His email and contact information is here at the bottom of the slide. He's also located on the sixth floor of the downtown campus. So he'll, I mean, you guys will be there in the evening, so he might not be there physically, but if you ever need to talk to him or set up an appointment with him, you're able to do that either in person or on Zoom. Some other services that are available to you, we have the university library, both the physical in-person library and all of the suite of online resources available to you. You'll be able to log in with your Cal State LA account. Um, we have an open 24/7 computer lab on the main campus if you ever needed to use that. We have our Graduate Resource Center, our Career Development Center. If you need any help with writing or testing, we have the University Writing and Testing Centers. We also have the Office for Students with Disabilities. If you need any accommodations for that, we can connect you with them and they can make sure that you are able to get any reasonable accommodations that you might need. As well as the Dreamers Resource Center and the Veterans Resource Center. So we have many different services for students, with all different circumstances. So again, these will be clickable links as well once we send out the PowerPoint. And that's the presentation here. So we have, again, Dr. Hoffman's contact information. And then our Cal State LA downtown, this email, the page students at Cal State LA, goes specifically to our enrollment services team. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to them directly as well. So I will leave this up for a minute if you want to take a screenshot now, but we will send it out and then we will stop the recording and then we can take some questions.